Hey gang, this is the final product, my spinach manicotti recipe, as well as the eggplant rollatini with the spinach ricotta filling. We'll show you that video now, but if you want to see the sesame greens vegetable, you'll have to tune into my TikTok page for that recipe and video. Okay, so now we're going to prepare the eggplant for roasting. Knock off the top and also the bottom. That way it'll stand up squarely. Then you pick the flattest side of the eggplant and take a nice little trim slice off first. And then you start cutting it into eggplant steaks. Yes, we have vegetarian steaks made from eggplant. So probably about a half-inch slice. And for the final slice, lay it down and just slice parallel to your cutting board, so you don't waste anything. Line on a parchment lined sheet pan. And now we want to make a little bit of what I call a slurry to brush on top of the eggplant steaks, and we're going to broil that in the oven. So, now let's slice a tomato the correct way. A lot of people take the easy way out and slice it from the bottom. You should actually remove the core first, and that's the only waste. And then you slice your tomato, and that way you don't have any wasted tomato. You actually gain a slice by doing it this way. Now today, to make my slurry, I'm going to take tomato and dice it up. And to our mixing cup. And we'll add a little filtered water to extend the recipe. Now we'll add some chopped garlic, some chopped basil, dash of cayenne pepper. We will puree that with our immersion blender. My best friend in the kitchen. This is a great way to combine all of your herbs and spices rather than just with a wire whisk. This will spread your flavors out evenly. And then we'll take a pastry brush and brush these eggplant cutlets with our tomato slurry. Okay, I've already preheated the oven on the broiler setting, so the heat will be coming from the top, and it will roast the tops of the eggplant. It takes about 11 minutes. Alexa, set eggplant timer 11 minutes.
Set now.
I don't know about you guys, but Alexa's my best friend in the kitchen. She really saves me so many times from burning things. And you can also name your timer, so when you're multitasking, if you're cooking rice as well as an eggplant in the oven, you can name a rice timer, an eggplant timer, etc., etc. So when the timer goes off, you actually know what the timer's for. Stop. Okay, now we're going to make a ricotta cheese alternative using tofu, which is soybean curd. I love the soya organic tofu, and this is the extra firm. Already removed the water from the container. This is the one time where you really don't need to press the tofu before you use it, because we're not going to grill it into tofu steaks. I would just take a paper towel and dab it off a little bit to remove the moisture. And then we'll take that and just cube it up. Pop that into your Cuisinart with the S blade. And now we'll add a little bit of yellow miso for flavor. A little organic garlic powder. Okay, so now I'll add my favorite tahini, the organic Kavala tahini. Just drizzle that in there. And if you want a little cheesier texture, you can add some of the Daya mozzarella. You will need to scrape down your Cuisinart a couple times. Okay, one more scrape down. Make sure there's no tofu chunks in the recipe. There we go. So now we'll take some organic spinach leaves and add our tofu ricotta mixture. And then just fold this in with your spinach. And once that's folded in completely, your filling is ready. And now I will get the roasted eggplant and the pasta to finish off the recipe. Okay, so now we'll take the eggplant cutlets, flip them over, roasted side down. And I have the whole wheat lasagna noodles. And I love the Delalo organic lasagna noodles, fantastic for making not just manicottis, but for lasagna as well. Okay, so now we will line a pan with some organic marinara sauce. And here's a little hint that I've learned over the years, is when you're making a lasagna casserole and you put your marinara in the bottom of the pan, add a little bit of water to it, just to thin it out a little bit, because when the tomato sauce cooks, it coagulates on the bottom of the pan and it's going to dry out and start burning very quickly. By adding the water to it, it's going to be reducing in the oven and it's going to keep the integrity of the tomato sauce. Okay, so now we'll take lasagna noodles, roll them up, the eggplant cutlets, same thing. A little bit of your marinara sauce for the top. The oven is preheated to 400 degrees. And you can pop these in for about 18 to 20 minutes to bake them. If you wanted a little bit more cheesiness, you can take the diet mozzarella and just sprinkle that generously on top. We want to bake it for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. There you go. All right, so this is how it's supposed to look coming out of the oven, and I think your friends are going to love it.